In this video, I'm going to show you the 3 best times to rest for optimum energy and peak performance.
The Epic Life TV, your home for mastery of habits which create your epic life and business.
Hey, what's up, Epic Lifer? I'm Mr. O, and welcome to The Only Life Worth Living, the Epic Life TV. If it's your first time here, then you definitely want to check out our trailer and find out what the Epic Life is all about. Well, welcome back to the Epic Life TV. It's good to be back. If I'm looking a little bit browner than usual, that's just because I came back from Roma. So yes, that's why I am looking kind of brownish. But yes, I was there down in Rome, went to the Amalfi Coast, to Pompeii. Where else did we go? Naples. Yeah, so it was quite a nice break. It was a short one, but necessary. And incidentally, that is what this video is about. It's about rest. So we've actually been going through the Epic Life Optimum series. Now, if you're wondering what on earth you're talking about, then there is a link in the description where you'll be able to find all the videos that are pertaining to this one. But it's basically a health series, and this is a series that's going to help you to basically optimize your mind, your body for optimum performance all round. We're actually covering the 8 laws of health, and we're at the latter end of the series. So if you don't know what they are, we're using an acronym called NEWSTART, and that is nutrition, exercise, water, sunlight, temperance, air, rest, which is this video, and of course, trust in God. So that's basically what we're going to be going through in this series. Like I said, we're at the end of it, so we're going to be talking about rest today, and we're going to be talking about the 3 best times to rest so that you can optimize your energy levels and achieve peak performance throughout your life, whatever it is that you set your mind to do. Okay, so what are the 3 best times to rest? Well, obviously, every day you need to rest, okay? But we're talking about in general here, okay? So obviously, every 24 hours we need to rest. That's very obvious. And I'll talk a little bit about how to actually make sure you get a better quality of sleep. And I've done a video on that previously, so you might want to check that one out, but I'll tell you a little bit more about that later. And the one that may be not so obvious is weekly, all right? Every week you should have rest. You should have one day where you just stop everything, okay? You should have a Sabbath rest, all right? And of course, the 3rd best time to rest, annual leave, all right? Like I just came back from. So whenever you choose to do that, and it's very important to do that, and I'll tell you exactly why. Okay, so daily, all right? Every 24 hours, we need to rest, okay? Now, this is not something you can compromise on. You can do it for a little bit, but you will wear yourself out if you do that. So, as you know, we should be getting at least 8 hours of sleep. Now, I've covered all of this in a video called How to Wake Up at 5 a.m. with Tons of Energy. You can go and look on my channel and you will actually find that video there. And I go into much more detail than I will in this video. But what is the best time every day to go to bed? Now, some of you are going to love this, some of you are going to hate it. So the best time really to get to bed is round about 9 o'clock. Now, why is that? It's because if you want the highest quality of sleep, the actual highest quality of sleep is at 10 to 12, okay? 10 p.m. to 12 at night. Now, the reason why that is the best is because in that period of time, that's when your brain is doing most of the filing and so on. And so you get a rapid eye movement. That's the best time that you actually want to be asleep. Now, each hour that you're asleep at that period of time is actually equivalent to 2 hours. And so basically what that means is you get more sleep for your sleep, if that makes sense, right? So in other words, you're getting more rest, you actually feel better, you'll feel stronger, you'll feel much better in the morning if you get to bed early. But most people have conditioned themselves to go to bed at, say, like 11 o'clock at night. And so you basically completely miss those crucial 2 hours, which does the most for you. So that's something you really want to do. Now, if you're having trouble to get to bed at that time, there are a few things that you can actually do. And most of it is to do with just quieting your mind. because that's the reason most people can't sleep, is because your mind's busy, you're watching television or you've got your phone out and you're texting. And so that all that light, that blue light, is what's actually keeping you awake. Now, the reason it keeps you awake is because there's a hormone called melatonin, and melatonin is a light sensitive hormone. Okay, your brain releases it when the light goes down and it gets dimmer. The melatonin starts to release, all right? And that's why in darkness you tend to fall asleep. That's why sometimes people fall asleep in the movies, all right? Because they're just like in a dark room and their body's relaxed, they're not moving, and so they just kind of sink into sleep. So if you want to actually try this and get to bed for around about 9 o'clock to 9:30, all right? Aim to start getting to fall asleep at 9:30 so that you're actually asleep by 10, so you can get those full 2 hours of sleep between 10 and midnight. Okay, so basically the first tip to do that is no blue light. Okay, cut out the blue light around 9 o'clock, even before then, an hour before you go to sleep, really, just cut out the light. Okay, cut out the lights. I'm not saying you have to be dark in your house, but blue light, it's especially sensitive to the melatonin. So you want to cut that down as much as you can. And the room that you're going to sleep in, try and make it as dark as you possibly can, because when you do that, then your body's just much more able to actually relax and wind down. Also, make sure that you're eating a lot of dark green vegetables. Now, why do I say that? I say that because there is magnesium in it, and magnesium helps people to sleep. People actually take magnesium pills to actually help them to sleep better, but you can actually get that naturally in your food. And if you make sure you're getting enough of it, then you'll actually find that your quality of sleep improves quite a bit. And here's one of the biggest tips that you'll probably find will be most useful to you. If you're someone that struggles to get to sleep, a lot of the time, your mind's very active. Okay, and so your mind has a hard time just kind of winding down and just relaxing, because your mind's going tick, 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 tick. You're thinking about all the things that you've got to do tomorrow, or maybe there's a problem or a challenge you've got, and so you're thinking, I've got to kind of sort this thing out. Oh, I've got to remember this for tomorrow. Oh, is there something I forgot to do today? So what you should do, get into a habit of doing before you go to bed, is to write things down. Write down the things that you're thinking about. Just write down, your to-do list or anything that you're thinking about. Write it down so you don't have to worry about thinking about it, and you'll probably find that you will fall asleep a lot easier. Now, I, for one, you can ask my wife this, she will verify this. I have a gift for just sleeping like that. Okay, I can just, I don't know, I just have an ability to quiet my mind. When my head hits that pillow, I mean, if you can count to 100 and I'm still awake, boy. So that might be something you might want to try and see how it works for you. Let me know. And by the way, we spoke earlier on a previous video about acid and alkaline balance, and your body actually finds it easier to stay alkaline and maintain alkalinity when you get to bed earlier. So if you see that previous video, then you'll understand how important that actually is. Okay, so let's move on to number 2, and that's the second best time to actually rest for optimum energy and peak performance. So that is once a week. Now, this whole planet revolves around a 7-day cycle, okay? Now, the weird thing is, you kind of wonder, where do we actually even get this 7-day cycle from anyway? And there's many different theories for that. But we all have a biological requirement to rest once every 7 days, okay? People that don't do that are often struggling. They're always tired. You've got to take that time to just shut down, shut off everything, and just rest and rejuvenate. It's very important. And the thing is this, because society is so demanding nowadays, we're just constantly on the go. But you know what? Even in nature, when you look in nature, okay, you'll find at various levels of organization in a vast array of species, including humans, even sea algae to plants, fish, birds, mammals, all operate on a 7-day cycle. This is in nature itself. And we are no different, but we seem to always want to mess around with our cycles, right? But the fact of the matter is that your brain, your body operates best on this cycle, all right? Even if there's no real scientific explanation as to why, the point is that it works. You don't have to understand exactly what electricity is in order to get the benefit from it, right? You just know that you just have to put a plug in the socket, and then you can use electricity to do whatever it is, to go on a computer, to watch your favorite programs, to whatever it is that you want to do, to start your car engine. Electricity starts that, right? So there's all these different things that we use electricity for. We just use it. We don't question it. We just take advantage of it. But when it comes to resting, and once a week, I can't do that. Man, I've got things to do. I'm busy. I've got so much things. I can't rest. Are you crazy? Yes, you can. But you've conditioned yourself to not want to do that. So what you want to do is just say, look, that's it. I need this. I need this time for myself. I need to rejuvenate. I need to repair. And I'm telling you, you will feel much better doing this, okay? Just that one time a day, okay? You can take this, all right, your phone, and then you can just throw it away, okay? You don't have to have it switched on. Sometimes people think that because the phone rings, they have to answer it. No, you don't. Just because someone texts you, you don't actually have to answer, okay? It's gonna be fine, all right? You just wanna take a 24-hour period and just shut off, just disconnect, okay? Because when you do this, you're just gonna find that you can perform better when you shut down like that and then restart again, all right? Don't knock it till you've tried it. Try it. Try it first. Give it a trial for a month and see if you don't notice a difference in your level of productivity. Now, you might think working 7 days a week is going to be more productive. You'll actually find that your mind is clearer. You're able to think better when you actually take that time out to rest, okay? And if you're wondering where the 7-day cycle comes from, the only explanation for it, or the earliest explanation for it that we can find, is in the Bible, in the book of Genesis, when God was actually creating this planet, okay? He took 6 days to make the world, and then on the 7th day, he rested, okay? That's the explanation for it, and then he tells us to do the same, all right? Now, if he is the one that created us, then doesn't it make sense that seeing as he created us and he knows the best use for it, the manufacturer instructions is to rest 7 days to get the best out of it, okay? You don't put sand in your petrol tank because the manufacturer would advise against doing that. You put petrol in your petrol tank. Well, you don't work 7 days a week, okay? You rest 1 day a week, and then things will work better for you. And that is exactly why all of nature, including us, works best on a 7-day cycle, all right? And so for me, what I do personally, I keep a Sabbath every week on Saturday, right? So basically, Friday sunset to Saturday sunset, I don't do any work, all right? I'm not doing any work of any kind. I shut everything down. I'm not answering emails. I'm not answering my phone. I'm just not bothered with all of that. I just shut down, I rest, and man, I can just tell you, your mind just feels so much more freer, all right? You feel so much more in peace when you're not constantly on the go. Your body just rests from it, and then you're able to think more creatively, all right? And I just spend my time reflecting and thanking God for, the life I had. I get together with a group of, a family, a church family, and we get together and we just have a good time together, just thanking God for what he's done in our life. So that is the second best time to rest. Now, number 3, annual leave, okay? Sometimes you need to take a more extended period of more than just 1 day a week, all right? You need to take a period of time, even if it's just for a week or maybe 2 weeks or longer if you can do it, all right? If you're in a financial position to do so and you don't have as many work commitments, but you should take time to just relax, okay? Just no work. Now, for someone like me, that's actually something that's very difficult to do because, I actually like working. Like me being on a holiday for 2 weeks, after a while, after about maybe 5 days, I'm like, I kind of want to get back to work now because I genuinely love what I do, okay? So I understand if you're someone that's like, I don't really want to shut off, but I'm telling you, man, all right, the best ideas that I've had have come to me when I'm at rest, okay? Trust me. Sometimes you might have a problem and you're just racking your brain, trying to figure out how to solve this problem. And then you know what? You go out in nature, all right? You go for a walk and you're not even thinking about the problem. And then boop, something just pops in your head. You're like, that's the solution to my problem. Well, you're not going to get that if you don't rest, right? So you've got to take that time to do that. Rest is important. That is the 7th principle of the 8 laws of health. Rest, my friend, rest. So that's our second to last video in this series, and the next video is going to be the last one, which is trust in God. All right, so I'm going to catch up with you again, and I will see you next Tuesday at 6 p.m. GMT time. That video will go live. If you've got any questions, let me know. I'll be happy to answer them for you as best as I can. Until then, I'll see you next time. Okay, so if you enjoyed this, please do give it a thumbs up, share it with your fellow Epic Lifer friends who you know are after their Epic Life and really want this, and subscribe because we've got another video coming out next Tuesday and you don't want to miss it.